I've beaten Another Crab's Treasure so many times. Level 0, no upgrades, no shell, no fork. At this point, I didn't think there was anything else I could do. I did the hardest possible challenges, so I was sure I was gonna be done with this game for a while. But
Gun.
can you just
Man,
use
this can
the
be done
gun
super
shell?
easy. It's called gun.
Gun.
Just give Krill a gun. The gun? The gun. The thing that one-shots everything and removes any possible challenge from the game. You want me to do a gun run? Fine, I'll do it. This is gonna be the easiest run of all. Oh wait, what? To my genuine surprise, this challenge was a lot more interesting than I thought it'd be. Deleting my original game file. Bye bye, beautiful. It's hard to see you go. I began the gun run. Skipping the cutscenes, I immediately try to equip the gun, but the game doesn't let me at this point. So I played through the start as normal, losing my shell, making it to the water, and arriving at the fork. I decided to skip it once again, since I wasn't gonna need it because I was gonna be shooting everything anyways. I headed straight to the vending machine, since I assumed I would unlock access to the gun as soon as I equipped my first shell. I was very wrong. Getting access to shells didn't give me access to the gun. So with no way to attack and no way to use the shell, I had to restart the game. Alright, attempt number 2. Making my way back to the fork, this time I picked it up to see if anything would change. And guess what? It did. The game only gives you access to the gun once you pick up the fork. Now that I had the gun, the run could officially begin. To make the run a little more challenging, I decided I would skip the moon snail's domain, which meant I couldn't shelleport and I would have to get everywhere on my little crab feet. Using the tactics I had come to learn in my previous runs, I skipped through the castle and was out of Slacktide in no time. Because I had the fork, I decided I would use it for fork boosting around in the run. I wasn't allowed to swing it at enemies, but for skips, it was allowed. Blowing through the reef's edge and quickly talking to everyone about my shell, it was time to fight Pagers. With the first map piece in hand, I made my way to the grove, reaching the lycanthrope. I made my way past, running straight to the skip to Heikia, using it and taking Heikia down right away. 2 map pieces down, it was time to get the last one. Letting myself die, I warped back to the grove entrance and made my way to Flotsam Vale.
Thought you could just scum.
Inkerton down. I headed towards my skip spot in Flotsam, but the skip wasn't working. The gun makes Krill heavier and it seemed to make it impossible to use the skip. I ended up getting stuck here and not being able to escape, so I krilled myself and made my way back. This time using a fork boost to make it to this cliff edge and jumping my way up, skipping the area once again. Going through this cave, I took care of the Ceviche sisters and picked up the final map piece. Unequipping the bubble bullet spell, I made it back to the city and put together the map. The map wasn't completing. Did I glitch the game by shooting everything so quickly? Do I gotta restart the game? I was worried because I thought I broke my game file and I would have to restart the game. But it was nothing like that. You see, earlier when I killed Heikia, I completely forgot to pick up the map piece. I just assumed I had the map piece in my inventory like an idiot. So I had to run back and pick it up. Finally going back to the city and finishing the map, it was factory time. Gunning everything down on my way there, I had arrived at the entrance, where I wanted to see if I could fork boost around the main gate so I could enter the factory without using the fuse plug. I failed, so I gave in and put on the fuse plug to open the door. Putting the gun back on, I wanted to see if I could at least fork boost over to this little island since it would put me further into the factory. And nope, dead. Dying absolutely sucked since I had to run all the way back, and that was when I realized that I had the fork, so even if I couldn't shelleport, I could set my spawn point at a shell to avoid having to run all the way back. Setting my spawn point here, I made it into the factory, pushing forward until I reached this magnet, since this magnet was the key to reaching Volte in the last run, and it would be my key to her again. After some really bad platforming and dying a few times, I make it back to the magnet, unequipping the gun to make sure I was light enough to just barely reach the entrance to Volte's fight, skipping the factory and making it to Volte. Jumping down the hole into her fight, I landed. What the hell, Krill? Is that a subscribe button? What is that, Krill? You're saying you want them to subscribe to the channel or you're gonna shoot them? You heard it here, guys. It wasn't me. It was Krill. Wait, Krill, that door that magically appeared right next to you. Open it. I think it leads you to Volte. Finally making it down here, and the fight was over, except
boy, if you don't get...
She was staring at me like, yo bro, you gonna leave my room or what? I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if she was dead or not. So I decided to just krill myself to see what would happen. Warping back to the dock, I checked my adaptations to see if I got the electrocute, and voila, I had it. Continuing forward, I made my way to Roland. He was done. My hit list was close to its end. It was Unfathom time. Depressed Krill gets knocked out, Nema saves him, and I make my way through, arriving at the gate skip. Unequipping the gun to make myself lighter, I use fork boosting to try to get over the door, and after a couple attempts, I make it over the fastest I ever have, unlocking the gate and shooting my way to Inkerton. With Inkerton done, I was already at the old ocean. I made my way through this heinous area, shooting all the enemies in my way and making it to the king. Shooting him down, allowing him to be reborn in a blaze of bullets. Heading down the drain to Preya Dubia. Preya actually took me a few tries since I had to take care of the crabs first before I could shoot her, eventually making it to her second phase and running to safety at the entrance. It allowed me to buy my time and finish the fight with Preya. Finally, in no time flat, I was at the last boss on my hit list, Firth. Jumping on the trash, I began the fight with Firth, completely forgetting that he would teleport right behind me. I was spamming my shots, but none of them hit since he was so close to me, which ended with me getting a face full of Firth's spoon. Trying again, this time I made sure to space myself from him in order for my bullet to hit his body, making it to phase 2 of the fight, where he has absolutely no chance, even with the perfect whirl on his back. Taking him out, I ran over and equipped a shell, destroying Trash Island and waking up in New Carcinia. Heading over to Pronathan to finish the run, I shoot him in the face and oh, what the f. Instead of dying, Pronathan just endlessly floats towards the garbage, meaning I couldn't end the game. So I decided to see what would happen if I krilled myself at this point. Spawning back in the spot where I first woke up, I ran forward, where Firth doesn't get crushed, funnily enough. Running to Pronathan, I shoot him again, and this time he dies for good, letting me complete the run. Gun run complete. Thanks for watching again. Aggro Crab, if you're watching this, since I know you saw my last video, please, 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 can I get a krill plushie? I am begging you. I'll give you my Discord or something. Let's talk. But for real, I am working on a lot of content. It might be a bit, but it'll be worth the wait. See ya.